A proposal to construct a roughly 700-panel solar energy array on the town of Manchester's well site near the corner of Richville Road and Union Street got an initial okay from the town's water board Monday, December 19th. The project still has to clear more permitting hurdles both locally and on the state level once the final contract language is agreed to. But if all goes well, construction could start sometime next summer and be completed by next September. Under the terms of the agreement being considered, the municipal water department would pay a reduced rate for the electricity generated by the 150-kilowatt project and use the power to run the town's wells. A projected savings of $4,000 per year would enable the department to meet expenses without having to rely as much on increasing water rates. Doug Kilburn, a member of the town's water board, said the project would help the department cover its costs and sounded like a good idea.
So it's just a question of it's another source of revenue. It won't cover all of our needs for revenue going forward, but it's going to help. And as I say, benign use of the property, from what we can tell, what everybody suggests. You can't do much of anything else on the property simply because the state watches that wellhead very, very closely to make certain there's no hazardous issues available on site.
The project was proposed by Hand and Son Solar, which has installed other large solar projects in Manchester, Arlington, and Dorset. If built out according to the initial plans, this would rank as the largest solar array in the town of Manchester. Thomas Hand, a co-owner of Hand Solar, explains how the project got started and what made the site attractive.
Going back to early 2015, had some conversations with John O'Keefe, the town manager, about possible sites within Manchester that the town might be able to host a solar project. And we looked at a number of different sites, and some of them have been looked at before by many other folks, like the airport site. And the challenge with that one is that it's pretty far from three-phase power. So we looked at we then took a look at the site down on Union Street where the water wells are. And I wouldn't say it's a perfect site. It's got some challenges, but it seemed to be a workable site. It's got good southern exposure. It's got close proximity to three-phase power. It's relatively flat. Those are sort of things that work in its favor. And also it actually is very well screened. So on three sides, it will be very difficult to see the project at all. And on the fourth side, on the north from Union Street, we easily, there's the dog. On the north side, from Union Street, we can install trees or other screening so that the project will not be, sort of an eyesore. So those are the main things that really made the site interesting and attractive for a solar project.
The panels would be mounted in twos along 14 rows and would stand about 7 to 8 feet in height. They would be built in such a way that should the Battenkill flood during a storm, the cables and electrical gear would not be underwater. Town manager John O'Keefe describes the next steps.
Doug Kilburn and I will be working on this thing which is called a power purchase agreement. That would be with the Hand Energy Company. So we're reviewing that right now with legal counsel, and then obviously the devil's in the detail, but it sounds like the board is leaning in the direction of approving the project.
Under the current proposal discussed Monday, December 19th, during the Water Board's meeting, the town would have the option of buying the project outright after 6 years, which potentially could boost the amount of savings to the town over the estimated 30-year lifespan of the project to more than $330,000, depending on the price of the electricity rates. For the GNet TV News Project, I'm Andrew McKeever.